Probation should be completely abolished, in my opinion. Probation
And
is
replaced? That's kind of a wild statement.
no,
Just taken
not
out.
no, just take not really. I mean, you just punish people up front. You do the crime, you do your time up front. Probation, the theory of criminal justice in probation is a second chance theory. Or the retributive theory of criminal justice is that it has to be retrospective. You get punished for something you did do already, not in the future or something like that. That it's proportional. The punishment fits the crime, proportional to what you did, the harm you actually created, not the risk of harm, but the harm. And it has to be fair. It has to be equitable between people, that you get the same punishment that I get for the same crime, proportional punishment, right? That's the theory of retributive justice classically. We have to go back to that. Probation flies in the face of that. It says, okay, well, you committed this crime, and we're looking back retrospectively, but you deserve a second chance, so we're not going to punish you fully right now for what you should get. We're going to give you a second chance, but if you don't do these littler hoops here, we're going to keep nitpicking and putting you in jail. We're going to regulate your behavior for 3 years. Why?
I agree 100% with this guy. You know, we should just have somebody, if you commit the crime and you're convicted, you do the time, that's it. Even just these deals they take is very suspicious, you know, because everything is based on money. If you can make bail, you get to leave. If you have more money, you get private attorneys that are better and you get better deals. They threaten you and say, you can take it to trial. If yes, fine. But it's going to take longer, so you have to stay in jail during this time unless you made bail. And then if by chance you're found guilty, you get the max. That's what they tell you. So even if you haven't committed a crime, I mean, if you're not guilty, you're like, oh man, everything's stacked against me. You're sitting there, you're like, you can leave now and leave with probation or time served, or you can take it to trial, risk, and your max is 15. Well, what are you going to do? You just take the deal, all right? Unless you have money and you have a good attorney and you already made bail, then you can drag it on. And this kind of thing, it makes the people who can least defend themselves, who have the least protections in society, to be the most vulnerable to these kind of policies. Better if you do something, it's bad, you're out, you put it away, do the year, do the whatever, then once you're out, you're out. The one thing that I will say, though, is for child molesters, for rapists, and people that commit crimes that are sexual in nature, because these have some sort of like impulses, things people can't control. I think they should be monitored, like the sex offender list. And this kind of thing. These guys shouldn't be let out to be loose. And I have no problem with giving heavier sentences. You want to say, oh, well, this, you know, we're going to give them 5 years. That's fine. But don't do this probation nonsense, because, you know, once you're on probation, and I was on probation, you know, when I was 19, I got caught for possession of a controlled substance, had to do some years of probation. And they treat you like a piece of shit. Invasive in your life. It's hard to keep a job because they're busting up at your job. You know, I didn't have a car at the time, and, you know, you have to go all over town, classes here, this here, and pay up. It is absolutely crazy. And this was a $20 worth of drugs. And that thing still haunts me to this day, that charge, when I was 19. Ridiculous. Again, why did I get convicted? Because I didn't have any money. My parents wouldn't bail me out. Nobody was there. So I had a public defender who said, just take this deal. You know, that's fine. I'm like, take the deal? Yeah, just take the deal. You'll be out right now. And I'd already been in jail a month. So I'd been sitting there for a month. They said, hey, take this deal, your probation, and you walk away. And of course I'm going to take the deal. I'd been in jail a month. I waited any longer, I'd have been homeless once I got out. You know, car had been impound that whole month. I would like $3,000 on it. It's just crazy, but they put you in these situations to keep pressure on you. They do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. They'll come with a better deal if you made bail. They know. They know. The prosecutors and public defenders, they sit at a table. They do this all day, so they know. Anyway, and that's what sucks about it. But he was saying also, oh, well, you know, it's built on the principle that has to be a fair sentence no matter who you are. And they're like, well, we already determined that's not true. You know, women get like 30, 40% the sentences that the men get for the same crimes. Even worse if you're a black dude, then you're really getting screwed. These kind of things shouldn't happen. I've always thought maybe court, you shouldn't be able to see the defendant. What's the purpose of seeing the defendant? The moment the jury, right, there's a bunch of disgraziati because they're our peers, sees the person, they have biases. They're like, oh, well, look, she's so innocent. Or that guy looks guilty. Look at that creep. He has to. See, all these biases form. How can you say that it's a fair trial, that this is fair, what happens? If it even gets to trial, right? Because the racket really is about these deals, these side deals that they're doing. Anyway, that's my perspective. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. As always, buy red and... No. And as always, buy red and... Sell green. No, I didn't. Buy red and... Can't even whistle today. Whatever, bro.